Hello soul searchers, and welcome back to my channel where we use tarot to gain better insight into ourselves and the world around us. I'm really excited about this video. Like, I'd be excited about every video, but I'm really excited about this one. I've been waiting and percolating on this for like 2 weeks now. So finally we have time to record, we have time to talk about it, so let's get into it. As you can see from the title, your girl went back to some of her old ways and bought them. Let me not show you the label. Crazy. This is from Melt Cosmetics. And I don't believe I've ever shopped directly with the brand before. So let me explain to you how we got here while I fight with this box. So I was just minding my business as I be doing, right? And I had the idea to go to Melt's website because for some reason their eyeshadow stacks that they used to make just popped up in my brain. And if you don't know what those are, it would basically be like single eyeshadows, but they were magnetic. So instead of having them spread out in a palette, you would like have them stacked in a tower type cylindrical thing. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find those at all. That's really what I went to their site looking for. But I did find the Smoke Sessions palette, and this is a palette that I have been eyeing and wanting for a long time. But then I also, around the same time that I saw this, I was like, I have enough palettes, I need to stop. And I mean, that is still the case. I do still have more than enough palettes, but guess how much these were? So I bought these back in April, and yes, I bought 3. Oh, this box is really cute. I actually might keep this for something. I kind of like it. It's a very cute box. Anyway, I bought 3 of these Smoke Sessions palettes. If you know makeup, you know that these retail, I want to say, for like $40. Let me go back to their website actually, because I don't want to lie to you guys. This palette actually retails for $48. Normal price is $48. When I bought these, it was right before $4.20, and they had them on sale for $4.20. So hell yeah, I bought 3. 1 for me, 1 for my bestie, and guess what? 1 for you guys. Yes, there will be a giveaway, but you will have to watch the entire video to get the giveaway rules. Do not try to forward to the end because I'm not going to put it at the end. Just take a little bit of time and sit with me, okay? Can you do that? Can you do that? Thank you. So I'm going to put 2 of these to the side, and I'm just going to go with the first one. And we will basically be doing a High Priestess makeup look today, or a makeup look kind of inspired by that energy, because I feel like I was all up in my priesthood finding a palette that I had kind of just let go of. Like, I'd kind of decided I just wasn't going to get it. But going onto their site and seeing it discounted that much, that's more than like 90%, right? 48, it would have been like $4.80 if it were 90%. So it was even less than that. A 90% discount. And look at how pretty. All right, this is the first look. Hopefully nothing got damaged. That's just the paper falling out. Okay. Look at this. So absolutely, abso-freaking-lutely, we're gonna dive in. We're gonna have fun with this. I didn't realize I had a mirror. Shout out to them. And then I don't think I need this little, yeah, the little film or whatever. I don't even know where to begin. So I lied. My eyes immediately went to this dark bluish green color. So yeah, let's start there. That is called Space Queen. Usually High Priestess energy embodies a lot of like blue, like the color blue. Like in different tarot decks, you will see a lot of blue in the High Priestess card. Because it is a watery energy. The High Priestess is ruled by Pisces, so that's a water sign. It's very watery energy for sure. And it's all about like sitting in the realm of the known and unknown. As I even was kind of thinking about the idea for like how I bought this palette and just how all of that unfolded. Before I was at the High Priestess energy, I was really more so at the Six of Swords energy, which these two do not necessarily tie into each other usually, but just flow with me, okay? I'm just priming my eyes. Products will be listed in the description box, but you guys, I always use the exact same primer because this is the only one that works for me. I have oily lids. The NYX HD Photogenic is the only primer that works for your girl. So, and I have tried a lot of them. I've tried the really fancy, popular ones, the ones everybody talks about. No. Nope. Nope. So before we even get into the High Priestess energy though, there's another energy that I also have to mention, and that's the Six of Swords energy. Six of Swords talks about allowing spirit to guide you and literally being moved by, you know, moving with the current instead of fighting against it. So like, for example, instead of trying to prove yourself at your job or try harder, work harder to get that promotion, it's like quiet quitting. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna just do the job that y'all give me, but I'm not gonna go above and beyond anymore. I'm not gonna keep trying because you're obviously not gonna pay me more. That's just an example, but that is Six of Swords energy. It's like when you've tried forcing so much and then you, by that point you're exhausted, and it's like, let me just be guided. And that's literally Six of Swords energy. It's actually one of the best energies in the sword suit, in my opinion, because swords in general is just hard. Swords is also ruled by air. So let's go ahead and get into this Space Queen color really quick before I continue. What I'm noticing is that there actually isn't a transition color, which is fine. So the only two matte shades are one of the ones I'm about to use, Space Queen, and then this brownish color. It almost looks like a, I don't know what you would call that. It's called Sour Diesel. Oh my God. This scenario of how I ended up coming to Melt Cosmetics website, where I'm not subscribed, I've never purchased directly from them before, ever. It was really a Six of Swords energy that I was tapping into. I had the idea, and instead of resisting it or being like, where's that coming from? Or just being like, no, I'm not really shopping right now. I didn't try to resist it. I was just like, you know what? I haven't heard about Melt Cosmetics in a while. Let me go see what they got. And lo and behold, blessings. So yeah. Sometimes it does pay off to just go with the flow, to just allow your intuition to flow. And even though Six of Swords, like I said, it's ruled by air, because swords is the suit of air, it usually is depicted with people on water. People in a boat, just basically going with the flow, allowing themselves to be pushed along the current in water. For some reason, the scene from Prince of Egypt is coming to mind when Moses was a baby in the basket. I've never gotten that before, but, and also it was like kind of turbulent at the beginning. So I don't know if that's relevant for someone, specifically that part, but it was quite turbulent at the beginning before it calmed down a little bit so that Moses could be guided to Pharaoh's house or temple or whatever it's called. And sometimes Six of Swords will look like that. Sometimes you have gotten yourself into a predicament and you just kind of have to let the current take you. And then once it calms down, you have to just, you don't have to, but the energy of Six of Swords advises that you just go with the flow. Don't try to fight against it again when Spirit has just pulled you out of something that is more difficult. I really like this color. I'm a fan. We're doing a lot. Literally, we're doing a lot, and I love that for me. So I'm just gonna take a clean fluffy brush because I don't have an actual transition color, and I'm gonna try to like calm this down a little bit, blend it out a little bit more. Normally that is what a transition shade would do, but That's fine. Before we continue talking about the tarot and get into the High Priestess energy, I am absolutely 1000% feeling mean green right here. So I think I'm gonna put that on my lid. That's like the truest shimmery green in here. Everything else kind of has a blue shift, which is fine. It actually is kind of on theme with the High Priestess message. So yeah, I'm gonna do mean green on my lid, and then I think I'm gonna do one of these other bluish green colors is like almost like a false cut crease. All right, and I'm just taking my, is this the best brush? I think so. I'm just gonna take this brush and put this all over my lid. All right, lovelies, and I guess this is as good a time as any to go over the rules for entering the giveaway for this beautiful Smoke Sessions palette. Of course, we just got to spread the good energy, spread the wealth. So there are only two things you have to do. Number one, subscribe to my channel. The button should be right under this video to make it real easy for you. We do a lot of beauty and tarot and spirituality over here, so definitely do that. Number two, drop a green heart in the comments just to let me know that you actually did subscribe, and that will basically be how I enter your username into a hat, and the name will be pulled randomly. So those two things is really all you have to do. I will be announcing the winner here on YouTube. It'll be in my YouTube, what's it called, the community feed. So make sure you pay attention to that community feed. I will have the date listed in the description box because I'm recording this video quite in advance from when it'll be posted. So the deadline date to enter will be entered in the description box, and then names will be pulled that same day. Okay? All right, without any further ado, let's get back to the makeup. All right, so I do have, it's actually a lip brush, but I like to use it as like a detailing crease brush because it doesn't even matter. And I'm trying to decide if I want to use Blue Dream or Sweet Tooth. These are the two on the edge. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm kind of actually feeling Blue Dream because it is on theme with the High Priestess, but then I feel like it might be too abrasive. But then I feel like Sweet Tooth might just blend right into what we already have going on. So I'm gonna do Sweet Tooth. We're gonna play it safe, and then if it needs more, we can brighten it up with Blue Dream. How about that? I feel like that's a good compromise. And I'm basically just going right above where the shadow or the shimmer color is to create that false cut. Now let's talk about the High Priestess. High Priestess energy. She's usually depicted, and I mean, obviously this can be genderless. Tarot cards are just energy. They do tend to focus or have characters as certain genders, but that's more so to talk about the energy. So like everybody has masculine and feminine energy. The High Priestess is depicted as female usually because it's a skill that feminine energy has, and that skill that the High Priestess embodies is basically just being able to sit in between the known and unknown realms and really being able to derive information and move forward from there. I just got Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter, but she kind of is like a treasure trove of information, a wealth of knowledge that she has, and then one of the biggest things is that she knows she doesn't know everything. Lotto, we're cooking. The thing about that though is that she doesn't have to necessarily know anything as long as she knows herself. As long as she knows her values, what she wants for her life, her vision for herself, as long as she knows like her truth, she can at least know the next best step, even if she can't see the full picture and everything that's coming, moving forward. So, oh, we cooking, girl. I'm sorry. So for some of us, this may be relevant if you're maybe trying to figure out like what you want to do with your life, what your life purpose is, where you're going from here. If you're feeling like you're in a bit of a liminal space, where you know that the past isn't working for you and it's not going to work for you, but you also don't know exactly what the future looks like, that could be the realm of the High Priestess for sure. And it's more so just about knowing yourself, because in liminal spaces, almost everything becomes available to you. Almost everything becomes an option. But the way that you check those off is by the way that you like narrow those options down to figure out where you need to go is by thinking about your truth and what it is you actually want for your life, what it is you actually value. There is a video I watched today actually on liminality, so I will link that up here somewhere in case that's your first time hearing that term. But it's coming up kind of strongly right now with this High Priestess energy, so that may be necessary for somebody. Let me wrap up this eye look before I get too far into that, because y'all know I will start talking and completely forget the mission. The thing I'm gonna do, I'm kind of cleaning off that same brush that I used for the cut with that sweet tooth color. I'm cleaning that off as much as I can, and I kind of want to smudge this bottom lash line with this beautiful gold shade right here. It's called Gravity OG. Basically kind of creating a gold eyeliner on top of this black. I don't know how well this is gonna work, but I'm hoping that the gel liner will kind of make it a little sticky so that this stays on a little bit better. There's something to be said about the money that you spend just because someone is having a sale, which is kind of what was going on. Everybody was having a freaking sale. So there's something to be said about shopping because you know you're gonna want something and you don't want to have to pay full price for it later, versus shopping when intuition hits you. And this package specifically, I have another haul. There's like 3 more packages I want to show you guys, but this one specifically I wanted to do differently because the energy to spend that money came to me so much differently than the rest of the money that I spent. And all 3 of these palettes plus shipping, it was $22.40. So it really can pay off to just allow yourself to be guided versus feeling kind of pressured or like some lack mentality or something like that, because a company is having a sale that they swear they won't have again for a while, even though they're always having the same sales anyway. And they still work on me. Like, that's what's crazy. It's like I know better, but the shit still works on me. But the way that the Melt Cosmetics purchase came to me truly is an embodiment of High Priestess energy, and also just a good example of how we should use our intuition to move through our lives. Instead of fighting against the current all the time and trying to force and, you know, trying to make things work, you can just allow your intuition to guide you to the things that will actually be of benefit to you. Now, will it be scary? Maybe, because it's unfamiliar territory. It's not something you had planned, etc., etc. But it doesn't even have to be scary. Like, it might just be what it is, you know? It might just be an adventure, a calm little adventure. And on the other side of it, who knows? You may get a really cool deal on some palettes. So, that is pretty much it. I'm going to put on mascara, something on my lips, and then we will come back to close. 1 second. Sorry, I forgot to mention just a second ago I did see 1441 on the camera, so that could definitely be an important number or a number pattern to keep an eye out for. So this is the look that we have settled on for today, and I'm really excited to keep playing with that palette. Like, honestly, I think I might do kind of like a get ready with me on OF as well. I don't know if I will have launched my OF by the time y'all see this video, but if so, the link will be in the description box, and basically over there I just be doing substances and talking my shit. So feel free to go check out my OF as well if that is live at the time you see this. But if not, definitely make sure to check the description box for the entry dates and deadlines to enter this giveaway. It is such a beautiful palette, and I just want to spread the wealth, okay? I got it for $4.20. You could get it for free. You won't even pay shipping, all right? So hopefully y'all got those instructions. I look forward to seeing your entries, and until then, I will see you guys in the next video. See you later, soul searchers.